Throughout history, there have been some truly terrifying armies whose brutality and ruthlessness have left a lasting impact on the world. From the ancient Spartans to the Mongols, these warriors were feared by their enemies, and their tactics and strategies were often brutal and unforgiving. But what were some of the most disturbing facts about these ancient armies? Let's find out. Number 10. Spartans. No mercy for the weak. The Spartan army was known for its discipline and its effectiveness in battle. The Aztec Empire was a powerful and sophisticated civilization in pre-Columbian America. Its warriors were known for their bravery and skill in battle. The Celts were a group of ancient people who lived in Europe, and they were known for their fierce warriors and their unique culture. One of their most disturbing customs was their practice of taking enemy heads as trophies. However, they were also known for their disturbing practice of mass burials alive. And they were known for their fierce warriors and their ability to ride horses. Under the leadership of Genghis Khan, the Mongols formed a huge empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. They would often use torture and mutilation to break the will of their captives, and they would then parade the mutilated bodies around the city as a warning to others. They also kept detailed records of their conquests, which they used to intimidate and subjugate their enemies. The Assyrians were masters of propaganda, and they would often exaggerate their own strength and downplay the strength of their enemies in order to create fear and doubt in the minds of their opponents. This form of psychological warfare was highly effective. It allowed the Assyrians to conquer vast amounts of territory and to rule over a diverse group of people. As they conquered new lands, they often destroyed entire cities and wiped out their populations. They were known for their use of psychological terror, and they would often torture and murder entire populations to make an example of them to other potential enemies. Their goal was to create so much fear that no one would stand against them. During the Shang and Zhou dynasties, the Chinese believed that when a ruler died, they would be accompanied by many of their subjects, including their family members, servants, and even commoners. These people would be buried alive in the ruler's tomb, and they would be forced to live in the darkness in the confined space until they died. This was seen as a way to honor the dead ruler and to ensure that they would be comfortable in the afterlife. When a Celtic warrior killed an enemy in battle, he would cut off the enemy's head and either hang it from his belt or mount it on a pole. This was done to show the power and strength of the Celtic warrior and to intimidate their enemies. The Sumerians were one of the earliest civilizations in Mesopotamia, and they were known for their advancements in writing, mathematics, and science. However, they were also known for their disturbing use of chemical weapons. During the ancient Mesopotamian war between the Sumerians and the Akkadians, the Sumerians used a type of chemical weapon that is still not fully understood today. They would melt down silver and copper coins and then throw the molten metal into the air. As the metal rained down on the enemy, it would burn through their armor and flesh, causing horrific injuries and death. This was a new and terrifying way to wage war, and it was a precursor to the chemical weapons that would be used throughout history. This practice was also a way to honor the gods and to show that the warrior was worthy of their favor. However, they were also known for their extreme and disturbing practices, including the use of human sacrifice to fuel their warfare. The Vikings were a group of people who lived in Scandinavia during the 8th to 11th centuries, and they were known for their fierce warriors and their love of treasure. One of their most disturbing customs was their practice of the blood eagle execution. This involved cutting open the chest of a captured warrior and then pinning their arms and legs to make it look like they were flying. The executioner would then pour a special concoction into the wound, which would cause the blood to boil and bubble, making it look like the victim was in great pain and agony. This was a form of torture as well as an execution, and it was used to intimidate the Vikings' enemies and to show their power and strength. The Aztecs believed that in order to maintain the balance between day and night, the gods needed to be appeased with the blood of humans. And this belief led to a horrifying amount of human sacrifice, which was used to both honor the gods and to intimidate and terrorize their enemies. The Aztecs would capture enemy warriors in battle and then sacrifice them in gruesome rituals that involved cutting open their chests and removing their hearts. This disturbing practice was a key part of Aztec culture and religion, and it played a role in the empire's rise to power and its eventual fall. However, it was also known for its extreme methods of training and its lack of mercy for the weak or the defeated. The Carthaginians were a powerful ancient civilization that dominated the Western Mediterranean, and they were known for their skilled military forces. However, they were also known for their extreme and disturbing practices, including the sacrifice of children in warfare. Carthaginian commanders believed that, by sacrificing their children to the gods, they could ensure victory in battle. And this belief led to the horrifying practice of offering young boys as sacrifices to the gods before major battles. This disturbing custom was seen as a necessary evil to ensure success in war, and it was something that set the Carthaginians apart from their enemies. Spartan soldiers were trained from a young age to be strong, disciplined, and obedient. And those who did not meet the standards were expelled from the city-state with no mercy. During battle, Spartans would show no quarter to their enemies, even going so far as to kill wounded soldiers who had already surrendered. This lack of mercy was seen as a necessary part of being a Spartan warrior, and it was something that made them feared and respected by their enemies. 9. Romans, crucifixion, and decimation. The Roman army was one of the most powerful militaries in the ancient world, and its legions were known for their discipline and their effectiveness in battle. However, they were also known for their brutal treatment of prisoners of war and their enemies. Crucifixion was a common punishment for those who were captured, and it was seen as a way to humiliate and dehumanize the captive. Additionally, the Romans would often decimate entire cities, killing every 10th person as an example to others who might oppose Rome. These acts of cruelty were seen as necessary to maintain order and control over conquered territories, and they were a reminder of the power and ruthlessness of the Roman Empire. 8 Carthaginians, child sacrifice for victory. 7. Aztecs, warfare fueled by human sacrifice. 6. Celts took enemy heads as trophies. 5. Vikings, the blood eagle execution. 4. Ancient Chinese, mass burials alive. The ancient Chinese were known for their many achievements, including their advanced technology and their unique art and culture. 3. Mongols, cities erased from history. The Mongols were a group of nomadic people who lived in the steppes of Central Asia. 2. Sumerians, early chemical warfare. 1. Assyrians, masters of psychological terror. The Assyrians were known for their brutality and their use of psychological terror to subdue their enemies. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe if you enjoyed it. See you next time.